What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm on my second account that I made a few days ago, and I'm already at 980 trophies, really closing in on 1,000, and I'm still only level 3, but I can join a clan now. So if you guys want me to start my own subscriber clan, just let me know in the comment section, I might do that. But I might just run clanless for a little bit, so we'll see what happens. But today, since I am at such low trophies, I want to go ahead and help out the beginner players with the best deck for Arena 2 and Arena 3. I just came out from Arena 2, I was actually there a few hours ago, and I've been climbing fast, getting 3 crowns every raid, and I want to share my deck with you guys. Now this first deck is my Arena 3 deck. You guys can screenshot that if you want, and here is my Arena 2 deck. Minions, archers, spear goblins, arrows, bomber, musketeer, prince, and the giant. In my Arena 3 deck, I switched out the archers for a cannon, and I switched out the giant for some barbarians. Those are the decks to help you guys out. The number 2 tab was my Arena 3 deck, and the number 1 tab was my Arena 2 deck. So let's go ahead and check out how my attack log is looking. As you can see, I have not lost a single raid. I'm getting 3 crown wins almost every single time. And you might see a goblin hut in there, which I did play around with for a little bit. However, I realized it wasn't doing much for my raid, so I went ahead and swapped it out with the giant. And I did really well in that attack. I actually 3 crowned to level 6 as a level 3, so it definitely works out really well. And then after that, I got into Arena 3 and I tried out my barbarians. I switched those for the giant. In the very next raid, I switched my archers for my cannon. That's just a little preview of my attack log. Let's go ahead and check out a raid. So here we are in the Barbarian Bowl, Arena 3, going up against Baby Lan. I know not all of you guys might have the Prince, so if you do not have the Prince, either switch it with a Giant or replace it with whatever epic card that you have. Now he's dropping some Barbarians, Archers, and Goblins in front of his tower, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my Wall Breaker to counter that. The Goblins do get a few hits in on my tower, but to protect my Bomber, I'm going to go ahead and drop those Barbarians, and the Bomber just sits back and takes care of those Barbarians. The enemy did throw a Goblin Barrel at me, but I countered that with some arrows. Arrows are a perfect counter for Goblin Barrels. As soon as they land, shoot those arrows at them and they'll die instantly. Because if you let those things hit your towers, they can do a bunch of damage and eventually win the game for them. Now that I've saved up my elixir, I'm going to go ahead and drop my Musketeer behind my Prince. The Prince is going to charge in there, get a few hits in on the tower as well as the Musketeer. But the enemy dropped some minions, which was a very smart move, which take out all my troops, and now that tower is left with about 300 hit points left. Now I'm going to drop a cannon for defense because he does have that goblin hut in the back. Now that he drops more barbarians, I'm going to let my bomber go ahead and take those out. He also dropped spear goblins, but my bomber and cannon should finish that off as well. One barbarian unfortunately makes it to my tower and gets a hit in. However, that does not do too much damage, and here comes that Goblin Barrel again. And since my bomber died, which would have taken that out, I had to use my arrows again, but he did not touch my tower with either Goblin. Now that Goblin Hut is just sitting coming out my tower, and he drops another one right in front of his tower. So I'm going to have to do something about that. I'm going to drop my Barbarians right in front of my tower, with a Musketeer behind it, because that shoots very fast and does a lot of damage. He drops some minions behind his tower, so I'm going to drop some Spear Goblins behind my troops, and hopefully they can get in there and take out that Goblin Hut. I'm saving up for my bomber just in case he drops any barbarians that I need to take out. Unfortunately, my troops don't get to his tower, but I do take out that goblin hut. My bomber finishes off the rest of his troops. A baby dragon is coming in from the back. I'm going to distract that with my cannon, as well as finish off that archer. My tower is left to shoot at that baby dragon while my minions help finish it off. Here comes his minions, which will be distracted by my cannon, but they'll probably take it out. So I'm going to drop some barbarians in the back of my map, as well as some spear goblins right between the cannon and the tower. Those will finish off the minions, and now that he has all the rest of his troops coming in, my barbarians are catching up. And since I dropped them all the way in the back, I have enough elixir for my bomber, which is a great combination. But that baby dragon is there, just taking those out, so the minions are going to help finish those off. And once he goes down, the musketeer is coming in towards that tower, but he has so many troops, I realize that I'm not going to get anywhere near that tower with 2 goblin huts in the back. So here is where I decided to push on the left side. I'm dropping my prince as well as a musketeer and spear goblins to go for that left tower. Unfortunately, he had a skeleton army, which I did take out with my arrows. Now my troops are going for that tower. It looks like I'm about to take it out. We are into overtime. My cannon is taking out these troops over here. I made sure I had a cannon down before I rushed the opposite side because my tower is pretty low in health. There are some troops coming toward my left side tower, but I do have high hit points on that one, so I just let them go. And my musketeer finishes them off. My own spear goblins stop a few of his, but they do come in there for a few extra damage. And now my prince is going right back at his tower. He drops a few goblins, which do distract him, but once he takes those out, the musketeer comes in behind. Another skeleton army gets dropped, and it looks like his baby dragon is about to take out my tower, but I launch some arrows over to his side and take the 1 crown victory. That was one of the only 1 crown victories in my attack log. However, I thought it was a really good raid and showcased how I use this deck. Now we're going to head back home as we give him a good game and check out the deck one more time. So here is my Arena 3 deck. I have minions, a cannon, a bomber, arrows, spear goblins, barbarians, a musketeer, and my prince. Once again, you can replace that prince with either a giant or whatever epic card you have, and it should work just fine. Here's my Arena 1 deck. I have minions, archers, bombers, arrows, 3 goblins, giant, musketeer, and a prince. Either replace that prince with a mini P.E.K.K.A or whatever epic you have if you don't have the prince. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something from it. Also, feel free to try out these decks. I hope they work out for you like they are working out for me. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.